Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Salahgic and 5-pillar practice. Today, let's discuss Quranic sonic bathing. So what do I mean by Quranic sonic bathing? So bathing in the frequencies of furqan, within the sonics of Quran, to experience its vibratic bathing is another way of putting it. So we can do this in a number of ways. Now, this is the blessed month of Ramadan. So of course, Muslimin, inshallah, we are more engaged in listening to Quran, reciting Quran, memorizing Quran, that which separates truth from falsehood. So let's think about it for a moment. We can sonically bathe, we can vibratically bathe in the Quran and go through a purification process through actively and mindfully listening to the words of Allah, which can have a transformative impact. Whether one is, like I said, memorizing them, reading them, or reciting those sacred words. So, let's just think about how we might go about this. Now, obviously, there is standing in Salah. So we stand in Salah and we recite the words. And we do so mindfully with presence, with heartfelt devotion. And inshallah, being very attentive to every syllable, to every pause within the movement and stillness of the recital. Also, when we are praying in community, we are reciting quietly, silently. We are following along with the Imam. Whether the Imam is reciting in Taraweeh, we might follow along and listen very actively. Now, we may not understand the words of the Quran in Arabic, but we listen mindfully and attentively with presence of heart, with devotion, while we are standing in prayer. And then we could also sit to listen to Quran at home, like for our private devotions, or perhaps we're in the masjid and someone is reciting. Perhaps we're blessed to be in community with someone who has the Quran memorized or a substantial portion, or they have a beautiful recital, one that inspires devotion, inspires one to draw near to the truth, Most High. So, if we are sitting in Salah, if we are sitting listening to the Quran, or perhaps reciting it, or listening attentively while standing, we might stand late at night and we don't know the Quran. We don't understand the Quran, but we might listen to it through the night. We might stand and just press play and listen to one of our favorite qaris recite, and just listen attentively. Listen with devotion. Listen with heartfelt presence. If we are sitting, we might sit in a comfortable, stable posture, perhaps cross-legged while we sit through, late at night, just to listen attentively. Or perhaps in the morning, maybe we pray a little bit of duha and then we sit and we listen to the Quran, or after Fajr. And some of the other things that you could do besides listen attentively, because this is a mindfulness practice. And mindfulness has a transformative and purificatory aspect to it, a dimension of purification. So I would encourage us to go into our bodies, become as embodied as possible, because we are the children of Adam alayhi salam, meaning that we are derived from sacred clay, from sacred water. And this is a beautiful creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I would say become as embodied as you can. Go into the body. The same as when you are in Salah, really pay attention. Be very mindful and present in each movement, in every stillness, in every motion and pause, in every expansion and contraction. Pay attention to your breathing as you listen to the Quran. notice the impact that it has upon your breath in various places. Now remember, your blood flow is an expression of the breathing apparatus because oxygen is traveling through your bloodstreams. So you can pay attention to the places where the blood is near the surface. So at the temples, in the throat, at the collarbone, at the jugular vein, at the wrists, behind the knees, at the inner ankles, at the top of the foot, within the wrists. Pay attention. You can also pay attention to body sensations, because there will be responses to the vibratic effect of the Quran. You know, pay attention even to the emotional responses that you might have, the emotions that are triggered, the upheavals that might take place during the recital and afterward. Because sometimes the words of Allah will trigger an emotional response and a spiritual unfolding that takes place sometimes for minutes afterward, sometimes for hours or days afterward. So pay attention and notice how the Quran has an impact on you. So this is a mindfulness practice. This is an active listening practice. So we listen actively and with presence. So pay attention to the body sensations. Pay attention to the natural breath as it flows in and out at the nostrils in the full course of the breath. All of these things are intertwined with and interconnected within this process of actively listening to the Quran. So this is a beautiful path. This is a beautiful process, and there is a purification that occurs through actively listening. If you become very aware of body sensations, you can actually observe from the top of your head to the tip of your toes, and from the tip of your toes to the top of your head, to the process of, to the way that body sensations are flowing and moving through the body. Or in the Salah postures, you can pay attention to the body sensations within the palms, within the top of the hands. If you stand in subtle, if you stand hand clasping, however it might be. Pay attention to the 7 bones, what's occurring in the forehead and the nostril region, in the nose region, what's occurring in the face, what's occurring in the palms, what's occurring in the knees and behind the knees, what's occurring in the toes, the tips of the toes and the soles of the feet. Pay attention to the 7 bones while you listen to the Quran. This is something to do during pauses. Now, of course, if you understand the Quran, you're going to actively listen for meaning. But I would suggest that there is meaning to be derived, even if you do not understand the Arabic, from the simple recitation of the Quran in the beautiful Arabic. So anyway, let's go ahead and we'll leave it there for now. But the next time that we have a chance to listen to the Quran, let's make a concerted effort to be really present and listen to it actively and feel it, emotionally, sensorially, and in terms of breath. So if you have had any interesting experiences, if you regularly observe body sensations or breath or emotional movements within the body and the mind context, within the framework of the body and the mind, please discuss it in the comments. I'd be very curious to hear your experience, your practice, you know, and obviously a lot of this is going to be very private at home practice, and late at night is obviously the best time for it, or very early in the morning before Fajr or after Fajr. So until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.